All right. So we want to talk about the ego, and more so, I want to talk about the pros of the ego. I think the cons pretty much, everybody watching this probably already know the cons of the ego. So the first thing I want to do is put it in some kind of context so that we can get a grasp on it. So I would say, for me, the best way I can get a grasp on it, an image on it in my mind, is to think of me, myself, and I in the middle. And that's where the ego is. Also, you can also transpose with that. Me could be id, ego, is I, and super ego would be self. And let's break it down then. Let's start from, let's start from self. And I would start there because I would say self is your truest self, closest to your soul, which is also will be closest to the source. And that's why I'm starting. We're starting there. Your higher self, which is closer to the source, closer to your soul. And I'm saying both of them so you can look at it from an individual basis, soul, and you can look at self also from a universal standpoint, from the source. That's closest to there. We'll just leave it there for now, for today's topic. And then again, you have the I, or the ego, right in the middle. And what is that? That serves as a bridge connecting from self to me, right? It's also your awareness. To me, in this area, it's your awareness. You see your options, and it's the place where you make your decisions. Serving as a bridge between self and me. So let's go down to me. Me is, Eazystar. I'm going to the, excuse me if I say I and self in between, but I'm talking about me now. And, Delano, me goes to the store. Me eats, sandwiches. The most physical aspect of ourselves in this 3D reality on Earth. That's me. You know what I'm saying? So you have me, myself, and I in the middle, serving as a bridge. So the concept is, all right, let's prioritize here. Self, being the highest self, will be first priority, right? It's closest to the source, and the source has some, a nature. Some might disagree, it is complex, you know what I mean? But it does have a nature. There's things we can say are true. Some things we don't know. Some things we can say are not true, right? So it has some nature to it. And that nature is the standard to which we want, our highest soul is going to be qualified as being high. You know what I'm saying? Our highest self. I'm just going to say that's the priority, right? And then I'm just going to jump down and we're going to go to me. Now, as far as me is concerned, you want to keep the quality of your higher self, and as it comes down to me, you want to maintain a consistency of that high quality, right? So in between, there's I, and I is aware of me. I is aware of self, especially when you get into your subconscious, or you get into your, I guess that would be your right side of your brain, if I'm not mistaken. The creative side of yourself, subconscious, those type of things, feminine aspects of things, as opposed to analytical structure side of things. Subconscious self, you know what I'm saying? And then me is kind of more, of course, it's getting more physical, it's more logical, more analytical. Basically, you want to take the priority and keep that priority all the way down to me, and you want me to live a divine, high, source-natured life, basically. So the I is that which is aware of self and aware of me. And let's jump back up into self again. Self includes you and other, to me, and other dimensions, other like past lives, future lives. I personally haven't had, my awareness hasn't you know, brought me into contact with that much depth or that much height, but I have read, you know, read others that they have. So I would also say that's in self as well, as getting up closer to the source as far as the awareness is concerned. So the I is the awareness in between. Think of it as your third eye, and you know what you're aware of. You know what I mean? So also in that place, you know, you live your life. Sometimes you don't, you know, you're not really having a chance to make decisions. You're just aware of things going on. You making inventories, enjoying yourself. You make your own missions or whatever. You done already made a decision. You own mission or whatnot. And then as the time progress, things develop, and then options come, and you have to make a decision as far as to sticking to the priority of being true to self, right? So you make, at least that's when I'm definitely like, I gotta make a decision now, because if not, my quality of self is gonna go down, and then me won't be the best me possible. You know what I mean? So in this I area, when you get to this point where you need to make decisions, options have developed, and you need to make decisions, that is where the ego, that's the pro for the ego. The ego serves, and this is the key word I want to throw in today. Serves. The ego serves the self, and the ego serves me. You know what I mean? And let me just stress that again, because that's the point, I guess. That's the apex of it all, the pro of it all. The ego serves self and me. It serves the purpose of transferring, being aware, organizing information inside your mind, being aware, and when everything develops to a point you have to make a decision, you want to, the ego serves to make that decision, whether good or bad. But right now, I would say it serves to, you want to make the best decision to bring your higher self down to earth, basically. You know what I mean? Now, where ego becomes egotistical, where it becomes a bad thing, is when the ego or the I is just serving itself. The ego is just listen, I here in this area, I am the one that make the decisions in between me and self. But forget me and self. I'm just gonna start making decisions for the I here, because just because I can, basically is that catchphrase right there. Just because I can, forget paying service to the me and the self. Let's just do this because I can. You know what I'm saying? And you get that mind swell, because it's the area of the mind. You know what I mean? You get that mind swell, and you get that momentarily. You get that high from that feeling. In the long term, if you're not serving the highest priority of bringing self down to me, in the long term, you're gonna suffer. You know what I mean? So, ego is definitely a more temporal situation, caught up in the time. You know, I always try to stress time is an illusion. You know what I mean? It keeps me out of that, you know, ego thing. It keeps me out of that pressure, that bondage, to where I can think purely self to me. You know what I'm saying? The time gonna be there. If, you know what I'm saying, if we must consider it, it's gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna only measure what I do. So let's focus on my options, what's developing, and what I have to do. So basically, that's it right there. The ego, the pro of the ego is to serve self, higher self coming down to me. The ego is in the I area, where your third eye, you're aware, and you make decisions. Serving self and me. Holla at your boy. We're gonna go check out.